Hi everyone, I am Dr. Subhash Taylor, Consultant Radiologist, Subhash Ultrasound Imaging Center, Bhilwara, Rajasthan, India. Today I am going to discuss role of ultrasound in duodenal ulcer disease. For more videos and cases, please like, share, subscribe my channel Subhash Taylor MD. Now, duodenal ulcer disease is basically a disorder of mucosal defects in the duodenum, mostly in the first part, that is known as duodenal bulb. And symptoms include upper abdominal pain, discomfort, nausea, indigestion, retching, belching, and episodes of melena due to bleeding. Helicobacter pylori, that is H. pylori, infection is a major cause of duodenal ulcer disease. Other risk factors include overuse of alcohol, tobacco, and medications like aspirin, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. High-resolution ultrasound can be utilized to diagnose duodenal ulcer disease in symptomatic patients. Now coming to ultrasound technique. Ultrasound examination is preferred in fasting status, and patient is allowed to take a few sips of water before scanning. Water acts as an ultrasound contrast and delineates gastric and duodenal mural outline in a nice way. Patient is scanned in supine and or decubitus position with left side up. Scanning is done with abdominal and high resolution probes with utilization of graded compression technique to displaced bowel gas. Duodenum is identified as C-loop tubular structure with typical gut signature seen beyond gastric outlet and pylorus, adjacent to head of pancreas and inferomedial to gallbladder fossa. Fluid and gas-filled duodenum is thoroughly examined in entirety with special focus on first part, that is the duodenal bulb, for any abnormality in the wall of the duodenal bulb. Duodenal ulcer is commonly seen at bulb anteriorly. Now ultrasound features of duodenal ulcer disease. The duodenum is identified in epigastric or right hypochondriac region as a tubular gut structure with sonographically identifiable three layers: the hyperechoic inner and outer layers and a hypoechoic middle layer with normal thickness measuring about 3 mm or less. Hypoechoic hypertrophy of the duodenal bulb, predominantly the anterior wall, with a hyperechoic lumen at ulcer crater are seen and designated as HH sign, that is hypertrophy and hyperechoic sign, which is a potential diagnostic marker for duodenal ulcer. The HH sign is consisting of duodenal wall hypertrophy with thickness 5 mm or more, along with the central hyperechoic echogenic line that is at the level of ulcer crater and lumen. Duodenal bulb wall thickness of greater than 5 mm is also a good sonographic criterion for diagnosis of the duodenal ulcer. Other indirect or secondary signs of duodenal ulcer disease are periduodenal echogenic fat reaction and lymphadenopathy due to inflammatory process around duodenum. Now normal duodenum at ultrasound. We can see fluid filled duodenum as a tubular structure extending beyond gastric pyloric canal at gastric outlet. The arrows are showing fluid filled duodenum with regular mural outline clearly delineating three layers: the outer and innermost echogenic and central hypoechoic layer. The thickness of duodenal wall usually measures less than 3 mm. Now sonomorphology of duodenum, normal and abnormal. The normal, we can see regular outline of the wall and its mucosa with thickness 3 mm, and when the duodenum is thickened, the wall is irregular and hypertrophic hypoechoic with adjacent ulcer crater and echogenic luminal, typical giving a HH sign. As we can see in this case, the red arrow is showing typical HH sign at the bulb of the duodenum. Hypoechoic mural thickening and adjacent luminal echogenic sign due to ulcer crater. Now a male of age 14 years with chronic upper abdominal pain and history of melena and anemia. This is epigastric video scan showing thickened anterior wall of the duodenum with a large ulcer crater. This is hypoechoic thickening and hyperechoic luminal ulcer crater, typical HH sign, which is indicative of duodenal ulcer disease. Now another case. In this case, we can see hypoechoic hypertrophy of the duodenal bulb, which is indenting the lumina as shown by white arrows. And this is endoscopic correlation by an image showing ulcer at duodenal bulb. So this is a ultrasound marker, hypoechoic hypertrophy of the duodenal bulb. Now another case with HH sign and focal ulcer crater. This is epigastric scan of the duodenum showing a transverse and longitudinal image of the duodenum with a focal hyperechoic area typical of the duodenal ulcer crater with adjacent anterior wall thickening as shown by orange arrow. And this is endoscopic photograph of the same case showing ulcer at the duodenal bulb. So this is how ultrasound can depict HH sign with focal ulcer crater. Now this is another case showing duodenal ulcer with periduodenal fat reaction due to periduodenal inflammation and duodenitis. This is ulcer crater shown by arrows with typical hypoechoic mural thickening and adjacent defect in the lumen with echogenic ulcer crater. And this is longitudinal scan of the duodenum of the same case showing echogenic fat reaction in periduodenal area shown by multiple single white arrows, and ulcer crater is seen by this double arrow sign. Now this is another case showing ulcer crater and periduodenal lymphadenopathy. The two arrows are showing ulcer crater, and the second right scan is showing typical well-defined hypoechoic lymphadenopathy in periduodenal area, typically suggestive of lymphadenitis in periduodenal area as shown by this orange arrow. Now this is another case showing duodenal ulcer with periduodenal fat reaction and lymphadenopathy. These are two images of the duodenum showing anterior wall thickening, hypoechoic thickening, and the thickening is measuring about 6.9 millimeter as shown between the cursors. The white arrow is well detecting the thickening of the duodenal wall. And this another scan showing periduodenal lymphadenopathy. These are two small rounded hypoechoic nodes are seen in periduodenal area. And this another scan showing diffuse duodenal wall thickening with marked periduodenal echogenic fat reaction as shown by this curved arrow. So here are these references. This video is intended for radiologists as a part of continuing medical education. Thank you very much for your patience listening.